Hello, welcome to another episode of Dust and Bubbles. After a month at the King of the Hammers race, we decided to do a 3-day overlanding trip into the Joshua Tree National Park. The initial plan was to head into and explore the park, then spend the first night in Dale Mining District. We were then going to explore the park each day and exit the park to camp on BLM land each evening. As with most trips, plans change. We headed into the park, with the first target being a structure at the Stormjade Mine. The downside to Joshua Tree National Park, as opposed to somewhere like Death Valley, is they closed the majority of the interesting historical sites to vehicle traffic. We headed out Black Eagle Mine Road and found the road to Stormjade was closed. We had some great views and ran into this tortoise along the way. He wasn't super thrilled that we stopped to look at him, but we respected his personal space, and he was off again soon enough. The Mission Mine is one of the go-to sites if you're in Joshua Tree or the Dale Mining District. The Mission Mine has seen many transformations come and go over the decades. It was discovered in 1883 and once featured a 20-ton ball mill. By 1930, the mine reached a depth of 570 feet. In 1949, a 2-compartment shaft was dug to 600 feet and operated by a 6-horsepower gas engine. The last work at the mission pushed the shaft to 650 feet in 1981. I'm not one for graffiti, but this building, some on the internet have dubbed the bomb shelter, at Sunset Mine, has a beautiful mural of an American flag on one side, and the California, also known as People's Republic of California, flag on the front. The mine behind the building is a vertical shaft, which descends over 300 feet. There were horizontal shafts at 100 feet, 200 feet, and 300 feet. This shaft reminded me of a friend of mine, Trevor Montgomery, who was exploring mines in the Calico area when he fell 93 feet down a vertical shaft. The shaft continued several hundred feet deeper, but he, luckily, landed on a ledge. He had about 40 breaks in his body, including 4 breaks in his back, most of the bones in his feet and ankles, lower legs, and 4 ribs. After 7 surgeries, doctors were able to reattach his foot and told him he would never walk again. Miraculously, he defied all the doctors, and not only walked again, but briefly returned to work for the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Ultimately, he had a below-the-knee amputation on his left leg and then later an above the knee amputation. Trevor currently lives in Northern California and has a YouTube channel depicting all of his adventures. Check out his channel, Handy Capable Adventures, on YouTube. We made camp at Golden Egg Mine. We set up camp, made chicken and rice for dinner, and planned to explore the mine and structures in the morning. Golden Egg Mine was spectacular. There were several structures where the road ends. A short hike took us to a small mine which went in for about 100 feet and then teed off. Each of the legs of the tee ended shortly with overhead daylight visible. The lower mine was much more interesting. There were tracks laid along the path inside the mine. At the tee, there was a wheelbarrow which was modified for tracks. The mine terminated with pre-drilled dynamite holes. See the quartz vein that they were chasing right here? You can see the places where they had pre-drilled to put in the dynamite. Our plan was to head to Joshua Tree National Park today, but we were enjoying the Dale Mining District so much, we decided to spend the day exploring instead. There were many of these vertical shafts and unnamed mines littering the area. The road to Dalton Mine was narrow, steep, and rocky. Also was not well traveled. I love this type of road. But we did send Jim ahead as he did not have a trailer to scout out the road. We were able to get the trailers most of the way, but the last section lacked a good turnaround. So other than Jim, we did not go all the way to the Dalton Mine. The drone got some good video of the mine entrance and the copious tailings. I couldn't find a lot of information on the Dalton mine, but it looks like, according to MineDat, that it was started in 1966. The OK and Supply mines were top gold producers. providing subsistence for New Dale in the Dale Mining District. The OK Mine was located in 1890 by John Burt. Burt and F.J. Botsford, who also worked the mines until 1899. A pipeline was laid from Dale Lake to the mine. Before the pipeline was laid, water was hauled from Cottonwood Springs. Part of the mine camp included a 10-stamp mill. The OK Mine shut down in 1917, then reopened and finally shut down in 1941. The Gold Rose Mine was a small-scale gold mining operation. Per Mindat.org, it was started in 1947. A flotation concentration mill was established in 1949 by Dale Holmes and Herbert Olds. Most of the mill was dismantled in the 1960s. Records say this vertical shaft was more than 200 feet deep. The road to Los Angeles mines was a long, steep, and narrow shelf road. The road looked as if it may not be passable, but once we began our ascent, it really wasn't that bad. Los Angeles Mines 1 and 2 were impressive to view. The earliest claim I could find was 1977. It appears they were mining gold, copper, lead, and silver. As we left the Los Angeles mines and crested the mountaintop, we could see the Brooklyn mine where we would be spending night 2. This well-preserved cabin and actually used it to cook our meals in to escape the wind. The roof has seen better days, but the rest of the cabin is solid. There are some hodgepodge supplies inside and, oddly enough, dollar bills stapled throughout the cabin. The Brooklyn mine, a former gold mine, was first established in the late 18th century. It is located in the former Dale Mining District, which was once among the most productive gold mining areas in California. In 1899, it was sold to the Brooklyn Mining Company, which is where the mine's name comes from. Brooklyn Mine operated on a limited basis until the 1940s when it was permanently closed. The mine itself is an amazing mine network with multiple levels, but as with any mine, enter at your own risk. There are a couple of items that look like ladders in the mine. They are not ladders, so don't use them as you will fall. The main vertical shaft is over 100 feet. There are at least 3 levels in the mine. The Moose mine was primarily a gold mine, but they also pulled silver from it. The earliest claim I could find was 1977. The Gold Standard mine was supposed to have a decent tunnel to explore, but we were, well, just too lazy to climb up there. There was this pretty cool old truck that we checked out, though. The next set of mines did not have names on the map. One of them had a bunch of old cars out on the property. Well, our time is up, and we ended up spending almost all of our time in Dale Mining District, so I guess we'll have to plan another trip out here to get more of the park explored. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next trail.